Hello, everyone. This is Bald Panda. I'm a long-term expat here in Asia. I've been 20 years in Asia, most of that in China, but I've also lived 5 years in Japan and 2 years in Thailand. And I want to give you my long-term perspective on what it's like living in China. I want to talk about today, as you can probably see in the title, why, if you want to move here, particularly for teaching English, why Guangzhou might be the right choice for you. There's a lot of cities in China, and there's certainly ones that are more popular than here, but I think for some people, this could be the best place. I'll start with my own personal experience. When I first came here in 2012, I did not, I'd be perfectly honest, I never heard of the city, and I thought of myself as someone who knew geography, knew his way around the world. I hadn't heard of it. I didn't know if it was a small city, if it was what it developed, not developed. I was in for a mostly positive surprise. It is an absolute huge city. On some counts, it's in the top 10 largest cities in the world, depending how you count it. If you count the surrounding suburbs and the adjacent cities or not, but nonetheless, it's absolutely massive, and I think it has a lot to offer. And it's not what I planned, but it seemed to work out. And more and more, I'm starting to appreciate how it's worked out for the best. So here's a reason one why I think it's an excellent place. Here's reason one why I think Guangzhou is an excellent place to check out and maybe live. Okay, one thing I want to say is I'm from Canada. Traveling around to other cities, other places in the country, very far, very expensive, hard to do. I think this is all the new world. Australia, certainly Australia, Canada, USA, same situation, right? Traveling around is very difficult. Now, Asia is much, much better. Not as good as probably Europe, but it's much, much better. And Guangzhou in particular is absolutely excellent for this. Let me explain. So, for instance, I live 30 minutes from the Guangzhou South railway station. This is, by many accounts, the largest or certainly the busiest high-speed railway station in the world, measured by the amount of trips going through and in and out of that train per day. It's like a massive airport. It's like a high-level, wonderful airport, but so easy, so smooth to get into. I can get all over southern China and to Hong Kong and Macau very easy on weekend trips. So let's say I want to go to Changsha. I could be there, finish work, be there downtown by 7:30. It's just amazing. And it's very affordable, very cheap. So anywhere in southern China, you can get to pretty much for a weekend trip. So certainly anywhere in Guangdong, Guangxi, and anyways, those two provinces for sure. Hunan too, southern Hunan's quite easy to get to. So that's great. And of course, Hong Kong's right there. Now, on top of this, you have air flight, right? Given by the location of it, I love Southeast Asia. As I said, I lived in Thailand before. I can get a 3-hour flight to Bangkok every day. They have multiple flights to Bangkok every day. All over Phnom Penh, all over Southeast Asia, you can get to easily. Also, around China. You can fly anywhere, right? Because you remember, too, you have the Baiyun Airport, which has just opened up a third terminal now, which is beautiful. That can get you all over. So if you want to travel in southern China, I suggest the trains, but you can fly over China with the airport very, very easily, and to Southeast Asia, as well as to East Asia, right? To go to Japan, or if you want to go to Korea, something like that. There's always direct flights. So it's really good for getting around Asia. And also, on top of this, you have access to the Hong Kong and Macau airports, right? That's very easy. For instance, I'm going to be flying back to Canada this summer. I've booked a ticket with Cathay Pacific, and the ticket actually includes a boat to the Hong Kong airport. So I don't even have to go. I just go to the ferry terminal, take a boat, very pleasant, very lovely, fun, to the Hong Kong airport, Hong Kong, direct to Toronto. Wonderful. And there's direct flights from Guangzhou too. It's just this was cheaper, so I went for that. So you have access to these three main airport hubs, and also the Shenzhen airport, but I'll be honest, I've never used that. But you have these great hubs. You can travel around the world. If you like traveling, Guangzhou is well situated. Like, for instance, I love Chongqing. I always thought about moving there. But one thing I thought about moving there would not be good. Getting tickets around, traveling around from Chongqing, you can get deep into Sichuan and this sort of thing. That'd be quite nice. But to get around greater Asia, much more difficult than Guangzhou. And similar to the geography thing, could be a plus or minus. The reason number 2 why Guangzhou could be the right choice for you to live is the fact that the weather. Some people might love it, some people might hate it. If you hate winter, if you hate cold, this is a good city. It's not the warmest. The warmest in China would be Hainan, but it's just about the warmest you can get. Guangzhou, Shenzhen, that's about the warmest you can get without going to Hainan if you want to be the major city. And so it gets absolutely humid. It gets drenching rain. So these are the trade-offs. But today's been about the coldest day so far of the year. Last week I'm filming in January. Last week was 27 degrees. This week is down to 10, so it's dropped a bit. But this has been the coldest it's been all year, and it's so short the winter. So if you don't if you love summer, you love hot weather, it's very great. And Shenzhen's better for this, but you can go to the beaches very easy on the weekend too from here. You get to Shanghai, and Shenzhen has a bunch. Huizhou. There's so many beaches around. Shenzhen would be easy to get there, but still very easy to get to the beaches. So if you like summertime, you like heat, this is a good, you don't want to freeze your butt off in Beijing, this is a better choice. All right, reason number 3, cost of living. Now, as all of China goes, this is not a cheap place. However, as the major, they call them the first tier cities, of course, Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, Guangzhou. By far, this is the cheapest. Probably about 30% cheaper than those other cities. So that's, and the wages, I would say, are roughly comparable. Sometimes a little bit lower. I'm lucky I'm in a good position, but you can save more money here. Things do cost less than, I got in a taxi or rather a DD or whatever, share ride in Shanghai. It costs a lot more than it cost here. Then conversely, if I go in a smaller city, I go to Changsha, it's much cheaper than here. But things are cheaper here. So for cost of living, that is a really, really good reason to live here. It is, all of China is quite good for cost of living. But yeah, here is a bit better than that. So, and on top of that cost of living, the wages are still on that first tier wage scale with the lower cost of living. All right, reason number 4 why you might want to choose Guangzhou to live. It's more laid back than those other major cities. A little bit more, I don't want to say Southeast Asian vibe, but it is a more relaxed, slower pace of life, even though it's still a large, bustling metropolis. In the stress of people in Beijing, Shenzhen, and Shanghai, much higher. Now, once again, it's not as chill as Chengdu, but it's still a very chill, relaxed, slower pace. And so you don't have to, I feel like you don't have as much stress here. It's, and people here, the other local people here are less stressed too. So it's just a little bit, it's a good vibe. I think it's a reason to do it. And I'd say reason number 5, and this is honestly the original reason I came here. I did not come here to be a teacher, but if you want to expand into this sort of thing, there are business opportunities here. I came here originally doing trading business, and this is the trading hub. This is the manufacturing hub. If you want, this is where I came first, honestly, because my business partners went to the Canton Fair. Then I went there, and we met some people, and we started to open up a warehouse and a factory. Not a factory, a warehouse, and made relationships with factories here. If you are interested in getting into export, trade, manufacturing, this is the center. This is the best place. And frankly, this is the absolute best place in all of China. Everything is made here, or it's made very close here in the suburbs. If it's electronics, it's Shenzhen and around Shenzhen. That's down the road. That's what I was doing, electronic stuff, but I was still based in here. So if you're interested in pursuing that, looking into that, I'll admit it, I've tried it. I'm a better teacher than I am a businessman, but nonetheless, that is here. So anyways, that's 5 reasons why Guangzhou could be the right place for you. Until next time, ciao.